are coming here from my other social media account, which is Instagram, you already know that it's been a minute, right? It's been a minute. I miss y'all. I was like, bruh, YouTube? I don't know, maybe I'll give a tour of this house. I had to kind of go through a grieving season of grieving what I thought my life was going to look like. There's certain ways God speaks, all right? And when I see stuff like that happen, like when mountains move, literally what happened was, listen to this, okay? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Dr. Alexandria Watson. And if this is your first time here, I am on a YouTube journey, okay? I'm here to share all the things about me and the things that I've been through and the things that I know in hopes of just encouraging people, motivating people, inspiring you to basically live your most acmatic life, which is the highest degree, point, pinnacle, climax that you are capable of doing. So I'm gonna be sharing a little bit of educational, informative, wisdom type content, as well as just sharing my life and vlogging and stuff like that. If you hear noise in the background, I'm sorry, but I am brewing some tea because I just feel like this is tea time. It's time to chat. And this specific video is going to be kind of a catch up with me and where I've been and what I've been doing. And I am super excited to get into it. So my tea, it's almost finished. Give me a minute. And we're back. Okay, so let's get into it. First of all, the last thing I think you guys saw was I had a fun weekend hanging out with friends. So since then, it's been a couple weeks. I have been literally all over the place. And I'm gonna get into like what's going on in my life right now. But I have been trying to be consistent with my workouts with my husband. We've been working out. We've been outside walking, enjoying the nice weather that we've been having in Arizona. We have been organizing things. What else have I been doing? Last night we went on a date. We went bowling and dinner. We had a really good time. This morning we were at church, and then we had a bunch of errands to run. We went to Home Depot. We went to Lowe's. We went grocery shopping because this week I'm gonna be doing a bit of juicing. So we got a bunch of fruits and vegetables so that we can pull out the juicer and juice for this week. But if you're new here, this may be your first time seeing me here on YouTube. But if you are coming here from my other social media account, which is Instagram, you already know that it's been a minute, right? It's been a minute. I think I was posting consistently on Instagram like up until December of 2021. So, oh my gosh. Yeah, December of 2021. It is February of 2024. It's been a while. I miss y'all. And it's crazy because time flies. Like I literally don't feel like it's been that long since my presence on social media was super consistent. Let me take you back if you're new here. I actually was super consistent on social media starting in probably around 2016, 2017. I started posting daily, okay, on my Instagram page. And my purpose was to help people on their health and fitness journeys. I was a coach for body. And so I was on there constantly. I was always showcasing like living a healthy lifestyle, helping people through my DMs, getting people signed up with the resources that I was using on my health and wellness journey, which I still use to this day. But what happened in 2021, first of all, that December, I decided to take a break from social media. And it was my first time taking a break since I had begun being super consistent on there. So it was actually the same month. December is the month that my little sister passed away. And so I took that time. I realized you've never just like been able to be still. You've never been able to just enjoy this time and been able to reflect on her life without any other responsibilities. Because at the time I also was working the business full time. So I had quit my job at the hospital working in pharmacy, and I was doing the coaching full time. So because I had that freedom of time, I was like, let me just take it off and just be, do what I need to do, feel the feelings, reflect on her life and all of that kind of stuff. And so that was my first Selah, my first pause in like life, like just to be with no other responsibilities. And it was incredible, so amazing. And from that December, I moved on into January, and I was doing 21 days of prayer and fasting with my church at the time. And during that time frame, I felt like God was saying, you're going to have that. It's just not going to be here. I heard God tell me, you can continue with this coaching thing and you will see the success that you're looking for. You're going to make the money that you're looking to make. You're going to have the success that you're looking to make. You're going to have the impact that you're looking to make. But I'm not in that. That's what I heard in my soul. Like, I knew what I heard. And so when I heard him say that, I was like, God, if you're not in it, I don't want it. Just show me what to do next. Like, nothing ties me down in this earth. Nothing is more important than serving you and to be walking on your path and to have you guiding me in my every single step. So if that path is no longer the path for me, what is? Crickets. I heard nothing. He didn't tell me no next steps. But what I did know is that I needed to stop doing actively coaching in that way that I was doing it. And so that was a really tough decision for me, because I had honestly tied my future into thinking that that's what I was going to be doing. I even quit my job to do that. So that was like something I had to grieve. I had to kind of go through a grieving season of grieving what I thought my life was going to look like. Okay. So that took me from because that happened in January. So this was like February till March, April timeframe. And so during this time, God didn't tell me what I'm doing next. Like he didn't like say, it's not going to be that, it's going to be this. So I was kind of sitting just in obedience and just like, okay, God, whatever you want me to do next. So from that point forward, I was like still off of social media. So I hadn't gotten back onto social media. Okay. I was kind of talking with my husband about it. We were kind of in the middle of not knowing if we were even going to stay here in Arizona. And so I was really just in a limbo time, and I was just seeking the Lord and praying and doing personal therapy. During that time, we also started marriage therapy, like working on our relationship. So I was honestly just being and working on me and reading my Bible and reading personal development and working on my marriage. And sometime in the summer, I want to say June, I heard from the Lord, and it was like a push. It was like, get your pharmacy license. So even though we were in limbo and we didn't know if we were going to leave or if we were going to stay here in Arizona, I heard that's what I felt like I needed to do. Is like, okay, it's time for you to get your license here in this state. And so I went ahead and I started that process. I got that application started. I got the go ahead. And so I started studying for the law exam that you need in order to pass, in order to practice. And I was living here previously, but I was working for the government. And when you work for the government, you just have to have a license somewhere in some state. But because I was no longer working for the government and I wanted to work like in corporate or some other setting, I didn't know where yet. I was like, okay, let me go ahead and get my license. So I studied throughout the fall, took my exam in December, found out I passed this past January in 2023. And so I had an active license. And literally what happened was, listen to this, okay? I found out I passed the test and got my license. And then literally within a week and a half time frame, my dad calls me and he's like, hey, can you go look at some of these model homes I've been looking at online? I want to see what they look like. Can you go and then just FaceTime me and show me and tell me what you think about them? Because he's looking into getting other properties, right, in different states. And so one of my favorite hobbies is going to look at model homes. And so I was like, yeah, absolutely, I'll do that. And mind you, this is the first and only time that he's asked me to do that. So I was like, yeah, I'll go. And so something told me, and he wasn't even in a rush. He was like, no rush, whenever. But I had passed my exam. I was just chilling. And I was like, hey, Brian, do you want to come with me to look at these models that my dad told me about? So we go to this place, y'all, and we get there. and we're about to walk in, and the sales agent walks out with like another family, and he had just locked the door to the place, and he was like, oh, I'll be back, but I'm taking them to another neighborhood, and you guys can come with us if you want. And the people were like, yeah, come with us. Like, they were like, the lots are bigger, like it's gonna be better. And so we were like, okay, yeah, we'll follow you. So we follow the sales agent to another neighborhood by the same builder, but another neighborhood. And there's like 2 model homes there. And so we get out, we do the model home tours. I show my dad, I'm like on FaceTime, whatever. And we're just like, thank you so much, whatever. And we leave. And my dad's like, so what did you guys think about them? And we were like, we like them. Like, they were so nice. We loved them so much. And he was like, well, we should just see if we get pre-qualified. So he put in, and he was like, why not? You never know. Like, let's just see. And so we were like, yeah, that's true. You never know. So we put in all of the information we needed to. He put in all the information he needed to. And both of us ended up getting pre-qualified. Now, the only way that we were going to move into that neighborhood was like if we got one of the premium lots, because there were these lots that were kind of facing the mountains. And so I was like, if we can get one of those, this is the spot for us. And so what ended up happening was there was literally 2 lots when we first put in our qualification, when we first started the process. But then when it got down to it, there was only 1 left. And so my dad ended up running the numbers, and he was like, okay, this specific size home that I would want, the numbers aren't working for me when it comes to renting it out. Like, it wouldn't be a good business move. And so he backed off of it, and we were like, if it's still available, we'll take it. So we ended up getting the lot that we wanted. And at that time, remember, I was not working. It was just my husband, and we're already in a current home, right? So I was like, okay, so what's gonna happen is let's do it. Let's sign up for this house. I feel like the timing, the way it happened, like, this stuff doesn't just happen. Like, it just seemed like a God move. And how we got pre-qualified so quickly and how the lot was still available, I was like, this just feels like God. It's just too much randomness, coincidence. And so we moved forward with it. And I was like, we're going to be fine. I'm going to get a job. Like, we're going to be fine moving forward with this home. Because for us, we personally don't want to make a purchase where our mortgage is more than like 25% of our take-home pay, right? And so for us, that meant we needed to have more income coming in, and I wasn't working. So I was like, don't worry about it. If God set this up for us, like, there's a job for me coming. Like, I have no idea. I haven't started looking at jobs. I haven't started applying to jobs, but I just knew because God told me to get my license in this state. And I knew that if he told me to do it, then there's a job for me somewhere. Okay. There's a better situation than what I was in, and it's out there for me. And so I just believed that. And so we moved forward. We put down our earnest money for the home to lock everything in. And we started the process of building a house, our first new build. And we're so excited about it. So literally within the next month, I had received a job offer. And that story is crazy in and of itself as well. Totally all God, like totally happenstance, talking to somebody who I met years ago, like 4 or 5 years ago, who my husband happened to have his number. He told us about his job. He was like, oh yeah, like this is what I do, blah, blah, blah. But we only hire, usually if we do hire, it's in September. Guys, this is the end of January that he's saying this. And I'm like, okay, cool. Well, it's good to know. Tell me why within 72 hours, like within 2 to 3 days of that phone call with him telling us about his job, he texts us back, or he texts me, and he's like, hey, you won't believe this, but my manager just said we're opening up positions. In February? Like, what? So I was like, okay, there's certain ways God speaks, all right? And when I see stuff like that happen, like when mountains move, he's been there for over 5 years. Over 5 years, they haven't hired in February. They hire in September. But now all of a sudden he tells me about the job and there's an opening within 2 days. So of course I apply. Yes, I get it. Like, what a blessing. And it's work from home. So y'all, it's such a good situation, right? So I get that job, start that job, and it's honestly been great. I have a great supervisor. I have worked with great people, and I have just been learning the skills, getting up to speed, and yeah, just working throughout this past year. We've been in the home building process, and we have still been working on ourselves, working on our marriage, and doing therapy, and like just living life, honestly. And I still didn't step back onto social media because for me personally, when I show up for a purpose. I really want to help people. I really want to have a reason that I'm showing my face. I'm not the type of social media person to just show you random pieces of my life with no purpose, like just to like a peekaboo into my life. That's not my personal style. I like to add value to people. And so because I didn't know what exactly God wanted me to share or if he wanted me to step into that space, I just kind of kept away from it. And I might have shown things here and there, maybe like if I went on a trip or if it was like a birthday or something, I might have shown a couple clips like just to close friends, but I wasn't showing up the way that my people on my page knew me as. And so at that same time, you guys, like at that same time in January, during that same 21 days of prayer and fasting, something else popped up for me, something else that I have not been able to shake all of 2023. And that is that I needed to start this YouTube channel. I heard YouTube. And when I tell you that I knew it wasn't me, the reason why I knew it wasn't me is because I had no interest in starting this channel, to be completely honest. Like, happy I'm here. Now my attitude's changed, all the things. But when I first heard it, I was like, bruh, YouTube? Like, I be on there. I be on here every single day. I watch other people's videos, but I just didn't have a personal interest in starting a channel and going through the work that it would take to learn editing skills, right? And learn how to vlog and like what the heck I would even be sharing on here. Like God he didn't give me a blueprint once again of like when things are going to fall into place, what I'm going to be talking about, like the purpose behind the channel, who my target person who I'm speaking to is. He literally gave me nothing, but I could not shake YouTube out of my mind. And so I knew it was God. And so I was like, okay, I'm gonna have to start this YouTube channel. And that's why you see me right here. That's why I'm here right now, okay? Now, since then, I feel like I have kind of developed my target audience, who I'm speaking to, and I'm just excited to meet you. I'm happy to be here, so welcome. Updates on the house. So it is now February. It's almost the end of February, and we have been in this house building process for over a year now. In December, we were actually supposed to close on the house, and what ended up happening was some kind of pipe broke or burst or something got hammered into it. Something happened and water ended up flooding the flooring literally 1 week, less than a week before we were supposed to close. And so we kind of have been pushed back. So I've been in this limbo space since December of like, I've kind of halfway packed up the house, kind of have just a little bit of loungewear that I left out that I've just been rewashing every single week because I don't want to go back into the garage and unpack stuff. So I'm going to feel like I have a whole new wardrobe when we finally do get into the house. But I'm super excited because if you saw the video, one of the situations before this when I was talking about our new build, or actually maybe I'll put it right here. I'll put it right here. Good morning. It is bright and early. As you can see, the sun is risen and we are about to head to our walkthrough for our house. So I'm excited. It's probably going to take 2 to 3 hours. We're going to go through and we are going to see if there's any flaws, if there's anything that needs to be fixed before our final walkthrough and closing when we get the keys next week. So we are going to go ahead and do that. We're going to meet up with the contractor and he's going to help us as we walk through and just note all of those things that need to be changed. And this is our second time doing this. as you know, because I've explained it to you. But we're just super excited. We're ready to get into this house, y'all. Our garage is already kind of sort of getting there. You know, that's probably 1/3 of our things that need to actually get in here before we actually move. So that's what we'll probably be doing this weekend. But I'm super excited. I'll let you guys know how it goes once it is over. And yeah, stay tuned for updates. So as you can see, we had our walkthrough, and I forgot to come back and actually talk about it, but it went really well. We didn't have any major issues. It was just little cosmetic things. So now we're kind of in the process of just waiting until they make those changes, and we are gonna close next week. So we're super excited about it. We cannot wait to be in our new space. And I can't wait because I'm gonna be closer to the city. And as you can see, part of my channel, like one of the topics that I'm going to be talking about is new city living. So I'm just super excited to be living closer to the city and get to kind of venture out, try new places, new restaurants, and take you all on the journey with me so you can kind of learn some things about living in a new city. And I'm going to be talking to you guys about what I'm doing and how I'm meeting people. And I don't know, I just feel like content is needed around people who are moving to new places and finding ways to get involved, finding ways to find community. That's like one of my goals, is to find a community in this new city that I'm moving to. So I am so excited to take you guys along for the journey with me. That's kind of where I'm at right now. I feel really, really good about where we're at, what we're doing, the moves that we're making. And I feel like God has his hand on our lives, and he is leading us and he is guiding us, and things do fall into place even when they don't make sense. So I'm stepping out on that same faith with this channel. And I hope that if you're here through just listening to me talk and like what I'm experiencing and the testimony that I have, I hope that you also are able to find inspiration to just go for it and do the things that you feel like you're being called to do, and that you are able to find little nuggets that help you literally in your own life step up into a better version of yourself, step up into a higher version of yourself, and to see yourself in the way that God sees you, and that you will be led and guided into the path that you are meant and destined to take for your life. So I know that was a mouthful. I know that this video is my tea, hold on. Oh, it's still warm. I know that was a mouthful, but I hope that kind of caught you up on what's been going on for me over the past couple years here now. I promise you, time literally flies. But I hope that kind of catches you up on where I'm at. I'm still here. I'm doing well. Everything's good. Like, I know it's been a while if you are coming here from my Instagram channel, and I just want you to know I still care about every single one of you guys. Low key, I've still been on Instagram. Like, I've still been looking at people's stuff, like commenting, engaging. Like, I like to keep up with people. I love to see people doing well, but even if you're not doing well, I'm still here for you. I'm happy that you are here, and I hope that moving forward, the things that I share help you not only to keep up with me, but hopefully are in alignment with who you saw me as when you were on my Instagram, as someone who is just here to spread positivity and joy and just share things that I'm hoping will be able to lift you up and help you in your everyday life, like practical stuff, okay? So yeah, I think the next vlog you're gonna see from me is gonna deal with the move. So I'm gonna try to pull out the camera and record some stuff that's going on, how we're moving. You might even see pieces of the new house. I don't know, maybe I'll give a tour of this house. I don't know. I'm just gonna try to pull out the camera and show you things so that you can stay up to date and keep up with my life, what's going on over here. And hopefully you also check out my other content when it's more sit down and I'm talking about different topics and things, because I'm hoping to add value in this space as well. So I'll talk to you guys later. Thanks for sitting and chatting and hanging out with me and listening to me ramble. Love you. Bye.